Black people went out and said Charlie Kirk is racist. And I've just watched a few of his clips for the first time ever. I didn't even know who this guy was until I seen black people call him a racist. And he's not racist. He simply talks the truth about black people, and he explains why you're in the condition that you're in. Why you are at the bottom. Even Latinos are one step above you. Everything he says is true. You just don't like it because it's the truth.
Blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders, they commit more arsons, they commit more kidnappings. For example, blacks are 13% of the population and they commit 58% of all the murders. That's not a war on drugs, that's a culture problem.
Okay, so let's talk about that culture. Black people have been legislatively subjugated up until 1965. I'll give it, honestly, it's later, but let's just say 1965. You do not think that 10 generations of legislative subjugation and slavery during that time, 4,000 black men, women, and children are lynched as the result of race riots in this country? You do not think that these things have a lasting effect? We have had 10 generations of subjugation and 4 of legislative freedom.
Of course they have an impact, but it's more on you to explain why things got worse since the Civil Rights Act.
Black America really needs to get its act together and stop sleeping around all the time, and it needs to actually have
Why would you?
Because it's true. Because it's true.
Why would you just walk up to someone and talk and attack their culture from the outside?
Well, hold on. Hold on. Let's look at the evidence. You said to myself, there's all these people suffering in Chicago. There's all these people that are terrible. I'm telling you why. It's because there's been bad decisions that have been institutionalized. Let me finish. And rap artists and athletes and people at the top level of black society that refuse to ever challenge the core rot in black America, which is that they are allowing degeneracy and hedonism to eat the soul of what once was a beautiful black culture, and instead they go around saying it's the boogeyman of racism, the white man is out to get you, and the result is black America is doing worse than it was in the 1960s. That is the contention. Period.
God damn, God bless this man. Somebody had to say it.
So we have spent $30 trillion on the social welfare system since 1965. Black people are poorer, and the single motherhood went from 25% to now 75 to 80%. So the more money we've spent on black America, the less fathers we have, because black women divorced black men and married the government.
Let's just talk about it, because respectfully, a lot of y'all getting on my nerves. Let me tell you something about myself. I am probably one of the best people on this earth to speak on Charlie Kirk, to speak on his beliefs and what he preached, what he said, his messages. You want to know why? Because I've been in almost every field that y'all claim he's against. As you can see, I'm black. Blizzy black. Do you hear me? I'm a woman. I am a female. But y'all claim he is a sexist. Guess what else that I was? I was a member of the rainbow community, the alphabet community. For over 10 years of my life, I consider myself to be lesbian. You see this little white stuff on my shirt right here? You want to know what that is? It's baby throw up. You want to know why it's baby throw up? Because the Lord has blessed me with a husband and 3 kids after I gave my life to him, was filled with the Holy Spirit and born again. But you want to tell me, you hear that sweet voice? You want to tell me I was never meant to or never should have had any of this and should have continued to walk in the deception that was a part of my life. Get out of here. I support and approve much of what Charlie Kirk said because I lived it, I went through it, and I testify that doing things God's way is better, that me being black never was a hindrance, and that me being a woman is totally fine. You want to know why? I have a master's degree and I choose to be a stay-at-home mother. Oh, that's going to tick somebody off, ain't it? Yup, I sit at home all day with my 3 kids, taking care of them because my family will forever be more important than my career. But wait, that's not all. Let me include this really important detail. When I was 4 years old, my dad was unalived just a month before my 5th birthday. So don't come into my comments saying I had more opportunities than this person or that person. I was raised by a single mother who worked in a factory till this day. So get out of here. Okay? We do what we choose to do. Stop making excuses. Listen to Charlie Kirk and understand that through the power of God, through the power of Jesus Christ, you can be more than conquerors. And black community, you want to know what's really wrong with us? We ran away from Jesus and ran to the government. Yeah.
Give me one thing that white people and black people have different biologically.
Don't change the question of this. Like DNA-wise, we are different.
No, we're not. That's a lie. It has been disproven. Front page of National Geographic 6 months ago. Racism created by society. If you look at DNA independently in a science laboratory, they cannot distinguish between a black person or a white person if they look at just the DNA, because the only difference is the melanin. It has been disproven. Race is a social construct that I want to break out of.
Charlie Kirk sent me a direct message, and I'm going to show you what it said. This is almost 6 years ago exactly now, as of this video. I had not spoken to him in person or on social media. He started the conversation. You know what he said? 3 words. You are terrific. Now, bear in mind, this is back before I was blessed with the followership I have now. I had fewer than 10,000 followers on Instagram, very small Facebook presence, wasn't even on TikTok at the time. But the fact of the matter is, this young man, this leader of Turning Point USA, reached out to me and saw something I had done. And he felt so moved that he reached out to me himself to encourage me. And then he went a step further. He invited me to the BLS, which is the Black Leadership Summit Turning Point USA was putting on in Washington, D.C. I told him, transparently, I was in between jobs and didn't have the money to fund my trip. He told me that they had scholarships available and to email him directly, and he'd be able to take care of it. I did, and that's the story of how I got to be a part of the Young Black Leadership Summit, which was instrumental in springboarding me to where I am today. Now, I share that story because he didn't have to do that. And if he was a racist person, why would he do that? I'm so tired of people being besmirched by the tired liberal lie that anyone they don't like has to be some sort of racist. And I'm not immune to this. They call me racist myself. Of course, it's ridiculous on its face, but this is the nonsensical nature of your average leftist. They really want you to believe deep down Charlie Kirk hated all black people. He saw the best in everyone. He saw in me something I didn't even quite see in myself at the time, and he chose to encourage me. That is why I will literally and metaphorically pick up that mic and continue the work that he started, because I myself and many others are tired of being slandered and maligned by individuals who have nothing to sell us but fear, panic, and lies 24/7. I had to share that story with you. I thought about keeping that to myself, but the more I see him being typecast as some sort of evil person, the more I cannot be silent, and I hope that you will not be silent as well. It is time for action like never before. It is time for voices to rise like never before, and I hope you will join me in that effort. So that is the real Charlie Kirk, the one they don't want you to know, but the one I will continue to remember and honor with my actions into the future. So those are my thoughts. Hopefully you share, and hopefully you get busy as well, because we all have microphones to pick up, and we are all Charlie Kirk.
Telling black people you don't need government assistance because you can be somebody is not racist. Telling us that government assistance has hindered us because before we were on government assistance, we were a more successful people is not racist by reading and understanding the facts. Ever since we started getting subsidized by the government, we have been controlled by the government, and not in only what we can do, but how we think. So when they're pointing out this stuff, y'all don't like nobody telling y'all the truth. Black people don't want to hear the truth because we benefit off of not working and being lazy off of government assistance and stuff. One thing Charlie Kirk also said was if the black people want to become better, we're going to have to stop celebrating crime and murder. Our culture is destruction. Everything we have from the women in our idolization groups, Beyonce, Summer Walker, SZA, Cardi B, Sexy Red, all of them are horrible examples of how to be as a woman. The same thing with the NBA young boy, Lil Baby, Da Baby, Lil Wayne, Baby, P. Diddy. All of those are examples of how to be a terrible person. And what he is saying is get these examples from in front of you and your kids so that y'all can thrive. Also, let's work on building the family back. One of the things that destroyed the family was removing a father out the home. Put that back together so we can start becoming a good community. But we don't like being told nothing. We don't like being told how to better ourselves because we want to be victims so bad. We want to be at the bottom of somebody's pity party so bad that we'll take anything we can to disregard or dismiss any ethical or sound doctrine to help better ourselves, so that we can steady dwell on a past that no longer affects us, and that we can overcome and have the ability to become somebody.